Anazarbus was an ancient Cilician city and bishopric, which remains a Latin Catholic Titular See. Location: it was situated in Anatolia in modern Turkey, in the present Kurkura, over about 15 kilometers west of the main stream of the present Seyhan River and near its tributary the Sempi. A lofty isolated ridge formed its acropolis, though some of the masonry in the ruins is certainly pre-Roman. The Suda's identification of it with Cinder, famous as a treasure city in the Wars of Eumenes of Cardia, cannot be accepted in the face of Strabo's express location of Cinder in western Cilicia. History: it was founded by Assyrians. Under the early Roman Empire the place was known as Caesarea, and was the metropolis of late Roman province Cilicia of Secunda. It was the home of the poet Opane. Rebuilt by the Byzantine Emperor Justin I after an earthquake in the 6th century, it became Justinopolis, but the old native name persisted, and when Thorisai, king of Lesser Armenia, made it his capital early in the 12th century, it was known as Anazarbus. Remains: its great natural strength and situation, not far from the mouth of the Cis Pass, and near the great road which debouched from the Cilician gates, made Anazarbus play a considerable part in the struggles between the Byzantine Empire and the early Muslim invaders. It had been rebuilt by Harun al-Rashid in 796, refortified at great expense by the Hamdanids Saif al-Dawla, but was then sacked by the Crusaders and returned to the Armenians. Most of the remaining fortifications, including the curtain walls and keep, date to this period and were built by the Armenians. The Mamluk Empire of Egypt finally destroyed the city in 1374. The present wall of the lower city is of late construction. It encloses a mass of ruins conspicuous in which are a fine triumphal arch, the colonnades of 2 streets, a gymnasium, etc. A stadium and a theatre lie outside the walls to the south. The remains of the Acropolis fortifications are very interesting, including roads and ditches hewn in the rock, but beyond ruins of 2 churches, a gatehouse, and a fine keep built by Thorisai. There are no notable structures in the upper town. For picturesqueness the site is not equaled in Cilicia, and it is worthwhile to trace the 3 fine aqueducts to the sources. An acropolis on the escarpment to the south of the curtain wall can also be seen, complete with signs of illegal modern excavations. A visit in December 2002 showed that the 3 aqueducts mentioned above have been nearly completely destroyed. Only small, isolated sections are left standing, with the largest portion lying in a pile of rubble that stretches the length of where the aqueducts once stood. A powerful earthquake that struck the area in 1945 is thought to be responsible for the destruction. A modest Turkish farming village lies to the southwest of the ancient city. A small outdoor museum with some of the artifacts collected in the area can be viewed for a small fee. Also nearby are some beautiful mosaics discovered in a farmer's field. Inquire at the museum for a viewing. Anazarbus. Anavasa was one of a chain of Armenian fortifications stretching through Cilicia. Cis Castle lies to the north, while Mamluk lies to the southwest and Amuda Castle to the southeast. Ecclesiastical History. Anazarbus was the capital, and so also from 553 the metropolitan see of the late Roman province of Cilicia of Secunda. A 6th century Notitia Episcopatuum indicates that it had as suffragan sees Epiphania, Alexandria Minor, Irenopolis, Flavius, Castabala, and Agea. Rhosis was also subject to Anazarbus, but after the 6th century was made exempt. Amopsusha was raised to the rank of autocephalous metropolitan see, though without suffragans. It faded, but got 2 Catholic titular successor sees. Titular Latin See. The archdiocese was nominally restored in the 18th century, when was established a Latin Catholic Metropolitan Titular Archbishopric of Anazarbus. It is vacant, having had the following incumbents, generally of the highest rank, with an episcopal exception: Titular Archbishop Giuseppe Maria Saporiti, Titular Bishop Isidro Alfonso Gavinilis, Titular Archbishop Gerolamo Formagliari, Titular Archbishop Romain Frederic Gallard, Titular Archbishop Hassan, as Coadjutor Archeparch of Istanbul of the Armenians, succeeded as Archeparch of Istanbul of the Armenians, later Patriarch of Cilicia of the Armenians, created Cardinal Priest of Assis. The Vitali, Valeria, Gervasia e Protasio, Titular Archbishop Giorgio Labella, Friars Minor, Titular Archbishop Charles Petraer, Titular Archbishop John Baptist Salpoint, Titular Archbishop Michael Logasterisk, Titular Archbishop Francois Laurencin, Titular Archbishop Joaquin Larrain Gandrilis, Titular Archbishop Raimondo Ingeo, Titular Archbishop Claudio Jose Goncalves Ponce de Leon, Lazarists, Titular Archbishop Raymond Netzama, Titular Archbishop Michel Acras, Titular Archbishop Heinrich Doring S.J., Titular Archbishop Joseph Marie Legawes, Titular Armenian See. In the 19th century, an Armenian Catholic titular bishopric of Anazarbus was established. It was suppressed in 1933, having had a single incumbent of the intermediary rank. Titular Archbishop Avdis Arpiarian, previously Eparch of Karput of the Armenians, later Eparch of Marisk of the Armenians, Auxiliary Eparch of the Patriarchate Cilicia of the Armenians, Armenian Catholic Patriarch of Cilicia. Notable locals: Pedanius Dioscorides, Greek physician, pharmacologist and botanist; St. Domnina of Anazarbus, St. Theodora of Anazarbus,